Oh, and sorry here again, there's been a local constitutional coup from California, and with some big news, although not surprising, and that is there's now a couple of lawsuits, one of them's out here on the West Coast, up north of me, I think in Oregon, about the issue of quote unquote birthright citizenship. And, wow, but the issue is just, it's hard to describe, with what I know about that. And probably even the Trump administration. And I think some of them likely know, and I'm convinced the justices know that the 14th Amendment not only doesn't exist, it never did. And you'll learn more about that. Send me an email at youincourt@gmail.com, and you will learn that that single issue, in concert with the Reconstruction era, has destroyed our federated republican form of government of defined and limited powers and converted it to that much ballyhoo democracy, aka three bulls and two sheep voting on what's for dinner, aka today's elective despotism. And in addition to that, you have to realize that implicit in the 14th Amendment and every provision of it, federal, regional, martial law rule. That's why the president can issue so many executive orders these days, which you would think would be impossible, at least in sovereign, independent states admitted into this union. That's a big change that needs to come. I hope we're going to see that maybe within the first 2 years of Trump being in office now. When they realize that's what we're supposed to have here. So that said, I'm thinking about putting in what's called an amicus brief, a friend to the court brief, because I've got a long brief of my own on the 14th Amendment, and it exposes it in every possible way. Now, whether they'll get to that in the trial court, I don't know. We want to get that issue sooner or later to the current justices of the Supreme Court because they know what I'm talking about. So to learn more about that, send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com, because the resolution of this issue has the ability to affect not only your lives, but the lives of your children and your posterity. So they don't have to go through any of the BS administrative crap like what they put us through today. And that's my main goal of everything I do. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of money in certain instances because you get in these administrative tribunals, all these official actors are committing acts of treason to the Constitution. And that's the Constitution mandating it, the U.S. Supreme Court saying it. They know what I'm talking about here. And that's another way we can get out from under. But as news develops, in this case and the one I think on the East Coast, I'll do some videos and give you updates from time to time and see what I can find out as to what they think the real issues are. But boy, that's happened even a little quicker than I thought it would with Trump being in office 2 days there. But we'll just see. I mean, it's exciting, exciting stuff, and it can change all of our lives and for the better. That said, send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com, for information about my modestly priced constitutional defense document packets, and you get a lot of complimentary gifts with those as well. And you can use those to teach your children and your posterity, because they're never going to hear anything about this in the mandatory public education system. I didn't 60 odd years ago, right outside of Washington, D.C. My life would have been different a hell of a lot earlier if I knew this. But better late than never. So that said, remember to subscribe, like the videos, tell your friends, get the word out. The quicker we get this 14th Amendment out of the way, the better off all of us are going to be. Thank you.